Kevin, how are you?
Good, man. Good. It's been busy, but yeah, it's good.
Busy is good. Busy is good.
Can't complain. How's your week been?
My week has been great. You know, COVID is coming to an end.
Yeah,
And so people are start meeting again. And there are a lot of tech meetups happening, opening up again. So over the weekend, I went to one of them Saturday night, and I actually wanted to, build connections and network with as many as people possible because of my startup. I went there, but they're doing like, is it a happy hour thing? I could not network with people. I was just there sipping on my beer. I actually had talked to a couple people.
Yeah. Well, hey, at least you had your beer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was actually quite few distance I had to travel and time. But anyway, right. So I did not get what I wanted. I wanted to get at least like 10 connections at least. Right?
Wanted more than just the beer.
Yeah. Yeah. And but my problem was like I wanted to strike a conversation, but I was very hesitant. I didn't know what to talk about. Right? And I was, So how do I mean, it's been happening more than once. So like, what do I do in this situation?
Yeah, I think it's a common one. I mean, even for native speakers sometimes, but there are a couple things you can do. The first thing, I mean, obviously, like you said, you're looking for a topic, right? How about the space, the place that you're in? Like in this case, it was an office, right?
Yeah, it was by a giant stadium in San Francisco.
Cool. Yeah, so you could even say something about, I mean, I don't know if the office has anything interesting about it, or you could say something about, or ask them, what do you guys think about this space? Or, you could say, oh, this is really great that we're near the ballpark, or you could just start talking something about the environment, the neighborhood.
Yeah. I could easily say this office, they rented, it was great.
Yeah.
So I could say something about the furniture is nice, I like the lighting, or something. Yeah, now I think about it. Yes, I could have done that.
And you can say, what do you guys think of this place? Have you guys done any meetings here before? Oh. Then you kind of get them talking about it, because you can add your experience, but then again, that curiosity that we talked about last time, like, have you guys been here before? What do you guys think of this neighborhood? That's a really good one.
Okay.
That's what they think of the neighborhood, especially in this city, because the neighborhoods are so different. People have a lot to talk about when it comes to that, good or bad. They might love it, they might hate it, but it opens up a lot of conversational possibilities.
Yeah, and one of my the problem also is that I'm afraid that they're going to be talking about things that I cannot relate to because of, as you know, my background in I'm from Korea, so I may not understand some U.S. culture. So how do I go over those situations?
Okay, yeah, that's a great question. A couple things you can do. I mean, and the first one is something that depends on your comfort level, but we should always be pushing our comfort zone a little bit on this stuff. But, if they're referring to something you don't know about, you just say, hey, that sounds interesting. What is that? What are you guys talking about? Is that a movie? Or you can tell if they're talking about a movie, a band, or some music. You can figure that part out. Then you can say, oh, what is that? And that sounds interesting. Now, if you don't want to go that route, you could say something like, because it might be a Netflix show or whatever the case may be, or who knows what it is. Or some, a lot of times Americans talk about things from older pop culture, like the 80s or 90s. You may say, well, I don't really know. You might say to yourself, I don't know anything about that, but you could, if it's musical, let's say, you could say, hey, I haven't heard of that one, but have you guys ever heard? And then you could mention a band that you like.
Okay.
If it's a Korean band or it's some Korean movie or something that you know about, you could say, yeah, you guys ever heard of? Now this takes some courage, I think, and you have to practice it. I usually recommend trying this in smaller groups first with people you're kind of comfortable with, and then, increasing your comfort zone over time. But ask a question, show curiosity, and then share something of your own.
Yeah, then I think it'll make it much easier to then talk about the business questions, like what made you come here? Like, what's your interest is, like, what are you doing? Then we can continue the business conversation.
Yeah, it creates the personal connection, personal connection, and then you can jump into the business. It's much more comfortable. Yeah.
Because I'm already thinking about, hey, my name is David, whatever, and this is what I do, and boom, I'm already jumping into business topic. Or I think the least I will do was, the most I'm thinking we'll do was, what made you come here? It was all that. That was it. Like, what brought you here?
The bus.
Yeah, what brought you here? And immediately, I don't even care about the answer. I'm just ready to go.
Yeah, well, see, that's no good.
I'm like, okay, I know you're here. I'm just gonna pitch my stuff.
Yeah, because they can tell if you're not really interested.
Sure. Okay. Great. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much about this small talk thing that we discussed today. It was continuation from the last time,
Yep.
but I think I learned so much, and I'll look forward to meet with you again next week. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, David.